So we are here in Canyonlands, and we are hiking out in the desert, and it's only me, my mom, and Brittany, and we just hiked out to a little tiny dwelling.
Traveling, exploring, and learning on the road. Fulltime Family road trip.
Probably meant for like storing stuff in here.
What did they store?
Food, corn.
What's it called?
Begins with G.
A granary.
A granary, that's it. So it must have held like food so then if they were to run out of food in the winter and then they had their huts nearby, they could easily just come back here and grab some food. Where you have to just actually hike down here, and then it's just like in this little cove, and you're like, where is it, and then you just look in this tiny little cave, and voila, here it is. There are two structures, one right there, which is smaller, and then this one, which is the bigger one. Next, we're going to go to Aztec Butte. Let's go. So these granaries were for storing food, so then if there are droughts or like if they were to go somewhere, then they'd know that they have food waiting their return, or then they'd have food just stored there, so then if harvests failed, then they'll have storage of food, and then they're going to be able to eat then. But the food is stored in tightly packed baskets and pots, and then they have seeds, meat, and that sort of stuff in them. So to get to the granary, you have to follow these things, because if you were to step off of the trail, you'd step on like soil that has living creatures on it, and forgot what it's called, but
Biological soil crust.
Biological soil crust, and if you were to step on it, it would crush it, and it takes thousands of years to form. So then if you were to step on it, it takes thousands of years to reform. So in Canyonlands, it's important to stay on the trails to keep the biological soil crust staying alive. So the distance from right here to the car parking lot is 0.3 miles. But the distance from here to the granary is 0.2 miles. For the distance from here to the butte is 0.5 miles. But it's mostly sand, but then there are rocks that you have to climb up on every once in a while. And then the butte goes up really tall. That's the butte right over there. And it's really steep, it looks like. But let's go. So we're following this trail, but the trail comes to an end on this big rock. So the park rangers put cairns, or like those little rock towers that are stacked up rocks, to guide you to show you the trail. So we are up on the Aztec Butte. Over there, if you can see it, is the parking lot, and that tiny hill right there is the Granary Hill, and then we are on top of the Aztec Butte. It is a steep climb. You should only do it if you have good traction on your shoes, and it's very steep. So up here on top of the Aztec Butte, we hiked a bit further, and we came across what I think is the house that the Pueblos lived in, and this is the house that they lived in when they went and had the granary. So now we are back in the car. We did the butte and the granary trail, It was really fun. It was about just over 2 miles total, but I had fun and I am happy that I did the trail. And we are now here at the visitor center because I have a few questions to ask the rangers. My first question is, how many canyons are there in Canyonlands? And my second question is, what type of beetles are these, like this big of beetles that are flying around everywhere? Let's go. So the answers to my questions were for how many canyons there are. She says that there's this one main canyon, and then there's just a little fingerling canyon. So she's not sure how many canyons there are. And for the bugs, she thinks that they're darkling beetles, which are kind of crazy because there's so many of them. But anyway, let's go home, and bye.